Namaste my dear children. Welcome to distance learning sessions through videos. This video is made for class 4 subject maths chapter number 2 addition and subtraction. This is 10th session on this chapter. Today let us learn about estimation and rounding off. We learned about rounding off in chapter 1 itself. So, estimation is making a guess about a value rather than finding the exact value. So estimation ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನ ನಾವು ಊಹೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅಥವಾ ಅಂದಾಜು ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಗೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಥವಾ ಊಹೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ. ಇಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಅಸ್ ಆನ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೆಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮೇಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದೇನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಇಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಅಬೌಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ನ ರಿಸಲ್ಟು ಯಾವ ರೇಂಜಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋ ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅಂದಾಜು ಬೆಲೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಆನ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಗಳ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಗಳ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಗೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Let us learn more about estimation through these examples. Example number 20 in your textbook. Estimate the sum of 870, 963 and 123. So now we are finding the estimated sum of these numbers, not actual sum. Let us see how to find estimated sum of these three given numbers. Solution. 870 is rounded off to 900. We learned about rounding off in previous chapter. So to round off to the nearest 100, what we do is we will look at the digit at tens place. So since it is 7 is more than 5, therefore the number 870 is rounded up to 900. Similarly, 963 is rounded off to 1000. Looking at the digit in tens place, it is 6, which is more than 5, so it is rounded up, and rounding off 963 we get 1000. And 123 is rounded off to 100 because the digit at tens place is 2, which is less than 5, so it should be rounded down to 100. You can see here 870 is rounded off to 900, 963 is rounded off to 1000, 123 is rounded off to 100. So we have rounded off the given numbers to the nearest 100. So then we will add the rounded off numbers, that is 900, 1000 and 100. The sum of rounded off numbers is 2000. If I add this, we have 1000 here, 900 plus 100 is 1000, so 1000 plus 1000 is 2000. The sum of the rounded off numbers is 2000. This gives us an idea that the sum of 870, 963 and 123 will be around 2000. ಅಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವ ನಂಬರ್ಗಳು, ಮೂರು ನಂಬರ್ಗಳ ಸಮ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 2000. ಅಂದರೆ ಅಂದಾಜು 2000 ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಟು 2000. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಸಮ್ ಕೂಡ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ. what is the actual sum? ಹಾಗಾದರೆ actual sum ಎಷ್ಟು? So when you add 870, 960 and 123, the actual sum, ಈ ಮೂರು ನಂಬರ್ಗಳನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಸಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ 1956 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So 1956 is close to 2000. So therefore estimated sum gives an idea about the value of the actual sum. Actual sum ಯಾವ ರೇಂಜಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟೆಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಸಮ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತನೂ ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ರೌಂಡೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಮ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟೆಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಅಥವಾ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಲಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Example number 21. Estimate the difference between 679 and 567. 679 is rounded off to 700 and 567 is rounded off to 600. The difference is equal to 700 minus 600, which is equal to 100. So while finding a difference, what we do, we round off the given numbers first and then we will find the difference of rounded off numbers. In this case we get the estimated difference as 100. And let us see the actual difference. What is the actual difference? So if you subtract 576 from 679, the actual sum is 103, which is close to 100. 103 is close to 100. So like this you can find the estimated difference. Example 22. Estimate the difference between 2979 and 2149 by rounding off to the nearest thousand. Here it is mentioned clearly that to which number the given number should be rounded off. So rounding off the given numbers first before finding the difference. Solution: 2979 is rounded off to 3000. For rounding off to nearest 1000, what we do, we will look at the digit hundreds place. Since it is 9 here, it should be rounded up. Therefore 2979 is rounded off to 3000 and 2149 is rounded off to 2000. This is how we should round up. So once we round off these given numbers, we will find the difference of rounded off numbers, that is 3000 minus 2000, which is equal to 1000. And the actual difference is 830. If you find the differences between the given numbers, the actual difference you get is 830, which is close to 1000. Try this number 2. Estimate by rounding off to the nearest 100. We have two questions to be solved here. One is to find estimated sum and the other to find the estimated difference. Let us solve this one by one. First let us take the solution for first question, that is 599 plus 420. Solution for first question. 599 is rounded off to the nearest 100 as 600, isn't it? 599 is just 1 less than 600, and also looking at digit at tens place, it is 9, so it must be rounded up. So it is rounded off to 600, and then 420 is rounded off to nearest 100 as 400. Since the digit at tens place is 2, it should be rounded down, so it becomes 400. So now we have to find the sum of 600 and 400. the estimated sum is equal to 600 plus 400 which is equal to 1000. ನಾವು 600 ಮತ್ತು 400 ಅನ್ನು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ 1000 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ 1000 ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ it is the estimated sum of the given numbers. Now let us move to the second question. Solution for question number 2 here. 5095 is rounded off to the nearest 100 as 5100 because the digit at tens place is 9. So when we round off to the nearest 100, it should be rounded up since the digit is 9 here. So it becomes 5100. And 2703 is rounded off to the nearest 100 as 2700. Since the digit at tens place here is 0, it will be rounded down. Now we will find the difference of these two numbers. 5100 minus 2700. 0 minus 0 is 0. Here too you get 0. And subtracting 7 from 1 is not possible. Regrouping is needed. So you make this 4 and this 11. And subtracting 7 from 11 you get 4. And subtracting 2 from 4 you get 2. 2400. The estimated difference is equal to 5100 minus 2700 which is equal to 2400. Exercise 2D. Question number 1. Estimate the following by rounding off to the nearest 100. Do not give the actual answers. So here we have to find the estimate these questions given here, and we have to round off to the nearest 100 before finding estimated sum or difference. Let us solve these one by one. Solution for A. Now let us solve the first question. A. Here 487 is rounded off to the nearest 100 as 500. Dear children, remember that while rounding off to the nearest 100, we should look at the digit at tens place. And here it is 8 which is more than 5. So we will round up this number. So it becomes 500. The second given number is 514. So 514 is rounded off to the nearest 100 as 500 because the digit at the tens place here is 1. So it is rounded down to 500. So now to find estimated sum, we will add these two numbers, that is 500 and 500. Therefore, the estimated sum is equal to 500 plus 500 which is equal to 1000. Now let's move to second question or B. Solution for B is, we are solving this now. Second question, 946 minus 395. 946 is rounded off to the nearest 100 as 900. 395 is rounded off to the nearest 100 as 400. So now we have to find the estimated difference. The sign here is minus sign, so we have to subtract. So we have to subtract 400 from 900. So we get the estimated difference is equal to 900 minus 400 which is equal to 500. We should find only estimated values. We should not give actual answers as given in the instruction of the question here. So just we should find the estimated values. We are not supposed to find the actual answers in these cases. So we will stop here. We will not actually find what is the difference of 946 and 395. Just we will estimate and find the estimated sum or difference as asked in the question. So in this case, estimated difference is 500. Coming to question C, now we are answering question C here. So solution for C is, so we will round up the given numbers first. That is 789 is rounded off to the nearest 100 as 800. I explained the reasons. We look at the digit at tens place which is 8, so it is rounded up. It becomes 800. 410 is rounded off to the nearest 100 as 400. So now we will find the difference of this, that is 800 minus 400. We get the estimated difference as 800 minus 400 is equal to 400. So 400 is the estimated difference for the given numbers. Coming to question D, we are solving this. Solution for question D. Here we have 3297 and rounding off this to the nearest 100 we get 3300, and next we have 8872 which is rounded off to nearest 100 as 8900, and finding estimated sum. So estimated sum is equal to 3300 plus 8900, you get 12200. You may verify this sum by adding these two numbers. And let us move to the next question now. Question E. Solution for E. 318 is rounded off to the nearest 100 as 300. 934 is rounded off to the nearest 100 as 900. And 681 is rounded off to the nearest 100 as 700. Now we will find the estimated sum of these numbers, that is 300 plus 900 plus 700. 300 plus 700 is 1000 and 1000 plus 900 is 1900, which is the required estimated sum. Now we will answer question F here. Solution for F is 4699 is rounded off to nearest 100 as 4700. And 1207 is rounded off to the nearest 100 as 1200. You should look at the digits at tens place while rounding off to the nearest 100. And now we will find the estimated difference. So we will subtract 1200 from 4700. So what you get when you subtract? Let us check here. 4700 minus 1200. You get zeros here. Subtracting 2 from 7 you get 5, and subtracting 1 from 4 you get 3500. Therefore the estimated difference is equal to 4700 minus 1200, which is equal to 3500. Question number 2. Estimate the following by rounding off to the nearest 1000. Do not give the actual answers. In the first question we have answered by rounding off to the nearest 100. Here we have to solve these by rounding off to nearest 1000. Let us look at first question A. Here we have 1328 plus 3469. Let us round off these numbers to the nearest 1000 and then we will add the rounded numbers. 1328 is rounded off to the nearest 1000 as 1000, because for rounding off to the nearest 1000 we will look at the digit at hundreds place. Here we have 3 at hundreds place, which is less than 5. Therefore, this number is rounded down. So, 1328 is rounded off to the nearest 1000 as 1000. 3469 is rounded off to the nearest 1000 as 3000, because the digit at hundreds place here is 400. It is 4, so it is rounded down to 3000. And after rounding off, we have to find the sum of these two numbers. So the estimated sum is equal to 1000 plus 3000, which is equal to 4000. On adding 1000 and 3000, you will get 4000, which is the estimated sum of the given numbers. Let us now answer second question B. Solution for B. Here 6700 is rounded off to the nearest 1000 as 7000. 5600 is rounded off to the nearest 1000 as 6000. Looking at the digits at hundreds place. Here the digit is 7, which is more than 5. This number should be rounded up. Therefore, 6700 becomes 7000 when you round off to the nearest 1000. Similarly, here the digit at hundreds place is 6, which is more than 5. So 5600 is rounded off to 6000. Now we should find the difference. That is, the estimated difference is equal to 7000 minus 6000 is equal to 1000. Coming to C. Solution for C. 3222 is rounded off to the nearest 1000 as 3000. Since we have 2 at hundreds place here, which is less than 5, it should be rounded down, so it becomes 3000. 1999 is rounded off to the nearest 1000 as 2000. And now let us find the estimated difference of these two numbers. The estimated difference is equal to 3000 minus 2000, which is equal to 1000. Now let us move to question D. Solution for D is 6590 is rounded off to the nearest 1000 as 7000. The digit in hundreds place is 5 here. So if the digit at hundreds place is 5 or more than 5, the number should be rounded up. So it becomes 7000. The second number is 4218, which is rounded off to the nearest 1000 as 4000. Since the digit at hundreds place here is 2, which is less than 5, the number should be rounded down. The estimated sum is equal to 7000 plus 4000 is equal to 11000. You just add 7 and 4. 7 plus 4 is 11 and put 3 zeros in front of 11. So it becomes 11,000. Solution for E. 1800 is rounded off to nearest 1000 as 2000. here we have 8 in hundreds place, so it is rounded up to 2000. And 1100 is rounded up to the nearest 1000 as 1000. It is rounded down here because we have 1 in hundreds place. The estimated sum is equal to 2000 plus 1000, which is equal to 3000. Solution for F. 2415 is rounded off to nearest 1000 as 2000. The reason is we have 4 in hundreds place here, which is less than 5. This number should be rounded down, so it becomes 2000. Again we have here 2405, so which is rounded off to the nearest 1000 as 2000. Again in hundreds place we have 4 here, therefore this is rounded off to nearest 1000 as 2000. The estimated difference is equal to 2000 minus 2000, which is equal to 0. 0 is the estimated difference for this question. Now let us answer the application based questions. Question number 3. Seema has collected 46 stamps. Her mother gave her 12 more. Estimate the number of stamps Seema has by rounding off to the nearest 10. Solution. 46 is rounded off to the nearest 10 as 50. In ones place we have 6 here, so this number should be rounded up, so it becomes 50. 12 is rounded off to the nearest 10 as 10. In ones place we have 2 here, which is less than 5, so this number should be rounded down. So 12 is rounded off to the nearest 10 as 10. So to find the total number of stamps Seema has, what we should do? So we should add the estimated numbers here, that is 50 and 10. The estimated number of stamps Seema has is equal to 50 plus 10, which is equal to 60. 60 is the estimated number of stamps Seema has. It is not the actual sum. Actual number of stamps will be a bit different than this, a bit more or less than 60. So we are estimating the number of stamps, so it will be 60. So ಅಂದಾಜು 60 ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಗಳಿದೆ. 60ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಇರಬಹುದು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರಬಹುದು. Question number 4. There are 596 boys and 512 girls in a school. Estimate the total number of students in the school by rounding off to the nearest 100. Solution. 596 is rounded off to the nearest 100 as 600. 512 is rounded off to the nearest 100 as 500. We know the reasons how we are rounding off these numbers. And now the estimated number of students is equal to 600 plus 500, which is equal to 1100. So the estimated number of students in that school will be 1100, which is the approximate value, which is rounded value of the number of students in that school. Coming to question number 5. Rohit has rupees 5439 in his wallet. He spends rupees 2565 on clothes and books. Estimate the amount left with Rohit by rounding off to the nearest 1000. So Rohit hatra estide amount 5439 rupees ide on wallet alli. So he is spending some amount on clothes and books. ಅವನು ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಮತ್ತು ಬುಕ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟನ್ನು ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ? 565 rupeesನ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಅವನ ಬಳಿ ಉಳಿದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ರೌಂಡೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಯರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟು 1000. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಡೂ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಗಿವನ್ amounts here. These two numbers should be rounded off to nearest 1000, and then we will find the difference to find the amount left with Rohit. So solution, 5439 is rounded off to nearest 1000 as 5000, because in hundreds place we have 4 here. This number should be rounded down, so it becomes 5000. 2565 is rounded off to the nearest 1000 as 3000. The reason is here we have 5 in hundreds place. This number should be rounded up, so it becomes 3000. Now the estimated amount left with Rohit is equal to rupees 2000. How we get this? On subtracting 3000 from 5000. 5 minus 3 is 2, so we will write these 3 zeros just beside 2 towards right. So the estimated amount left with Rohit will be equal to 2000 rupees. So like this we can find the estimated values by rounding off to nearest 100, 10 or 1000. So we are at the end of this chapter. Before concluding, let's go through the summary of the chapter, and after that in the next video session we will discuss the questions and revision exercises. Then this chapter will be completed. So summary, addition and subtraction of numbers is carried out in the following order. So always we should follow this order while performing addition or subtraction, that is from ones place and then tens, then hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and then lakhs place. This is the order of performing or carrying out the addition or subtraction sums. Second point here is addition can be used to check subtraction sums. So we have done various verification of subtractions, though this is related to that. Addition can be used to check subtraction sums. Next is estimation is making a guess about a value or a calculation which is approximate. So ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಗೆಸ್, ಅದನ್ನು ಊಹೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನನ್ನು ಊಹೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಅದೇನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಅಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮೇಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ವಿಚ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಟು ದ ಟ್ರೂ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ. ರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಮೊದಲು ನಾವು ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಂತರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So I hope you enjoyed this video and learned all the problems we discussed. Thank you for watching. Bye bye children.